stop, stick around, come through and dig the sound of the fly brown 6060 cycle. Who throws hits around?
Amanda, your experience is so amazing. I've been in this business for approaching 4 decades. I've seen a lot, I've done a lot, but I've never been on the top of roofs to write up claims. How does your experience help you with conversations with customers that are coming to you and they're not just looking for a competitive price, but they just want the cheapest price? What sort of information, if I was fortunate enough to move to Birmingham tomorrow and I was pressing you for coverage, Amanda, just give me the cheapest stuff possible. How do you educate and inform people about the importance of what coverage they need and they have to be protected against maybe some potential storms that might come to the Birmingham area?
Well, I do obviously use my experience a lot because I've got to see things that, the regular person may not have gotten to see, and all over different parts of our country. And Alabama is a higher risk state for storms. So I do share my experience. But I also, we lead with liability here at our office. It's not just about the protection for your house and your home, but also your assets and what you work hard for. The one thing that I like to use is, I've been on the other end of the line so many times over the last almost 15 years that I've been in insurance. And, no one has ever called me and asked me on one of the worst days when they've had a claim, what they pay for their insurance. That's the very last thing that anyone's thinking about, is how much their insurance costs. All they want to know is that they have the peace of mind, that they have the coverage that they need. And I share that with people because I have seen, people just completely stressed and overwhelmed, by claims and a loss at their home or in their vehicles. And like I said, there's never been a time that someone has cared about the price in those moments. So I do share that. And I give them examples of times that I have handled a claim on the auto side or home side, and where someone hasn't had the coverage that they needed. And it's not a good conversation to have. And then in Alabama, we are a wage garnishment state. You can have your wages garnished up to 25% to pay back a judgment against you. So that's more on the liability side. But coverage is just so important because you work so hard for what you have, and you want to protect that, not only your house and home, but also your income. And you definitely don't want anything garnished. So, and a lot of times people's biggest assets are their home and their autos and, obviously their income. So.
I love it. I love it. So, Amanda, you have completely established yourself as the ultimate insurance professional that people should want to work with in Birmingham, Alabama, and Alabama statewide. But in my mind, I hear people asking the pressing question that they're thinking about. You shared you and your husband's journey of how you got there. But what people really want to know is, what's it like working with your husband on a day-to-day basis? Some people are, I don't have a lot of hair. I got a cut. I'm pretty fake. People are thinking, with my spouse every day, what is that like?
I am so glad you asked that, Kevin. It has been quite the journey, and it has evolved over time. I will tell you that. So we got married at the end of 2015, in the fall of 2015, and then we took over the agency April of 2016. So it was a lot. It was a lot of life change, and it was quick.